a number of ministers have taken to their task with a lot of alacrity. Some of them are so overjoyed. I remember when I called one of them, this is what happened. I give you a gossip. So I called one of them and I said, so-and-so decided to appoint you as minister of this. And that person said, oh, thank you. And I put the phone down. And that person called me back and said, Mr. President, did I hear you properly? Did I hear you properly? Did you say you want to make me minister of this? I said, yes. And he said, thank you so much. And he says, Mr. President, you had called me and said, we should all be in these talks and all that. And you said you would call me. And you didn't call, but then when you called, let me make it even clearer. She, he, it wasn't it? So it was in it, she and he was in a movie house. And I said, no, don't worry, I'll call you later. And she, it, he said, no, I'm just in a movie house. And I said, what are you watching? He says, I'm watching Bad Boys. So I said, no, I'll call you again. So when I called and said, I'm appointing you minister of this, he called back and said, did you say that? I said, yes. He says, the reason I'm saying so, because I told my guards, I gave them my phone. And I gave them my phone and I said, the president is going to call. And he says, Mr. President, you didn't call for a few days. And they came to me and they said, when? You said the president will call, and the president hasn't called. And he said, the reason I'm calling you back is that they are here.
President Ramaphosa has given, how it is, very informally. The leaders in the GNU, we would talk, what do you want? What do you want? Which ministry you want? And I said, I want Home Affairs for particular reasons which I will just elaborate on shortly. And I said, I want police as number 2. And I asked my friends, what can I say as number 3? And I never knew my friends are so selfish and such cheapskates. Because they then, Mambaleka, they then said, I must get sport. Because they want free tickets. It wasn't for any good reason. It was for very selfish reasons. Because I love my selfish friends. I then said, sport, arts and culture. When the president called at 6:30 p.m. and he said, Mr. Gayton Mackenzie, it would be my pleasure if you serve in my cabinet, and I want you to serve in the portfolio of sport, arts and culture. I was being polite. I was like, yeah, thank you. I wasn't particularly happy. But I want to make a confession here today. If the president calls me tomorrow and he says to me, you can have police or home affairs, I will refuse, because I'm at the best place in South Africa. I love this portfolio. I'm going to change the way things has happened in the past, because this portfolio is a portfolio called social cohesion. We must come together as white, black in South Africa. We are one nation. We are the children of Nelson Mandela. We should not let people divide us. The first thing I'm going to do, every school in this country, I'm going to meet with the Minister of Education, should teach children about Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela.
So, so many of them have taken onto their jobs with a lot of excitement, and that is to be appreciated. And we should support that. We should know that these are people who are committing themselves to the people of South Africa. Even though sometimes it may appear like, oh, they are talking to, certain interests. Forget that. It's the people of South Africa that we are all serving. So I conclude by saying, all of us in the presidency, including myself, we are here to serve the people of South Africa. And let us utilize the skills, the capabilities that we have to do this service to the people of South Africa to the best of our ability. And if we can do that, then we will feel that we are moving South Africa forward. Our task is to take our country forward to a higher level, to address the challenges that our country faces. Our country still faces enormous challenges, some of them bequeathed from the past, but also at the present moment, there are certain things that we could have done better. So rising from here, let us then all be saying, we are going to do better. We are going to do the best that we can. And that is the message that I want to leave you with. But I'll call you. When I appointed the Minister of Electricity, everybody screamed and shouted, where did you get this from? Why do you appoint a Minister of Electricity? And you're now acting alone. And I said, right you are. I am acting alone because this is the way we will improve the country. Bingo, it has worked. And they are all quiet now. Now we've really become focused in the presidency. We've made the presidency the center of government. We've brought the presidency alive. We've enabled the presidency to have a feel and knowledge of what is happening in the rest of government. Not so much to be nosy, to put our noses all over, as we should, but to be able to get everyone to work together in a seamless way, in a cooperative way. One of the things that I said right at the beginning is that I want to break down the silos in government, where every department just thinks that they can work on their own. And I say, no, 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 no. We are one government. That's why we introduced the district development model, which is seeking to get everyone in government to work together. But not only in government, but to work with other role players outside of government